So recently I discovered some cracks in my Greddy exhaust manifold on the Cresta, and see, when I first got the turbo, everybody said you need to go with a 0.82 size exhaust housing. And so I took everybody's advice. I got a GT 3076 with 0.82 rear housing, and it just didn't seem to be as responsive as I liked. Like my other car, the WRX, despite having a long exhaust manifold and even longer intercooler piping, it was very responsive on the pedal. I had a lot smaller of a turbo and an even smaller exhaust housing. I think, a WRX exhaust housing is like 0.49. So I changed to a 0.63, okay? Now, everybody said, 0.63, it's going to choke your six-cylinder engine. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I had seen quite a few people with RB25s go with a 0.63 and still make 500 or 600 horsepower. And the reason they don't necessarily go to such a big exhaust housing, I believe, is because on an RB25, for example, the stock turbo is either like a T25 or a T28, and that's the same size as like a WRX turbo. I mean, slightly bigger, but it's kind of the same thing. Okay, so why have I got a piece of copper pipe on my bench here? Well, when you go to a smaller rear housing, you can measure the exhaust back pressure. So this is a TAARKS EMAP kit. Okay, you've got some copper pipe. Can I point with something? You have a weld-on AN4 piece. You have a copper pipe, and then you have this collector so that the exhaust gases all chill out, and then you poke your sensor in the top there, and you use an absolute sensor, so it measures vacuum as well as there's two types. One will go negative, which is an absolute sensor that doesn't include the atmosphere, and then you've got a gauge sensor which starts from 0, but it's already taken into account the 14 psi of atmosphere. Okay, that's one very big thing you got to get your head around between MGP, or like tuning stuff on your ECU using MGP, which is absolute gauge pressure, and then MAP, which that seems confusing, but anyway, one is MGP, doesn't take into account, it's also called absolute, doesn't take into account atmosphere. So 100 kPa on an absolute sensor is 0 on a manifold gauge pressure sensor, even though anyway, who cares, we're not talking about that, anyway. All right, so we've got our canister, we've got our copper pipe, and we've got our weld-on bit. So most recently my manifold had some cracks in it, so it's a massive pain to have to take the thing off, to have to like drill a hole and weld one of these fittings on. And so what I was going to do was, while I had the manifold off, I was going to drill a hole and weld one of those on. Well, unfortunately it didn't arrive in time, and I already got the manifold fixed and I've put it back on the car. But I was able to buy the fitting from these guys, EFI Solutions, and it was about $7 Australian. Alrighty, so that's the fitting there. You drill a hole, situate this on your exhaust manifold, and then weld it on there. And then I would drill through it again just to make sure your hole is all good as. So, because I like to do things, I don't know, I like to figure out how to do things myself. There's always, like, if you look at this kit, they're actually out of stock, but it's $132, right? So looking at the copper pipe very closely, those look like some familiar fittings, don't they? Like that just looks like a copper pipe, and then there's some little adapter pieces, see just there? And then there's the nuts that are on the copper pipe. So it got me to thinking, because I'm a bicycle mechanic, some bicycle frames, giving you all the background here, some bicycle frames are not in fact welded, but they're brazed. And that's what they do with copper with plumbing, right? They get a fitting that fits over, and then they braze it with some kind of solder, and that essentially welds the fitting to the copper pipe. So I got this 4mm copper pipe on Amazon for, I'm going to say $6. Okay, looks identical to the stuff up there. And then guess what else I found? Bloody these guys. So, if we can get one out of here, what this is there's a nut, okay, and then there's this little flare. This flare happens to be 37 degrees. Guess what else happens to be 37 degrees? That angle right there. So, you weld that onto your manifold, you get your nut, you slide it over your copper fitting, you bolt it on with one hand because you're holding a telephone as a camera. Okay, and that tightens up and seals, and then you just braze that on there. Or you would if you'd ordered the right size. So this, unfortunately, I don't know what size I ordered, but it's actually identical to the size of the pipe. So here's the secret. For this piece here, you want one of these kits, which is 2 nuts and two flare pieces, 11/64. Okay, 11/64 will give you, see that hole in the middle? The ID of that hole will be 4.3mm, and it will slide over the top of your 4mm pipe here. Okay, and then you can braze one of these on here, wind up your tube so you have a bit of a curl in it, so that it can take out some of the heat before it gets to your canister. And you can run it wherever you need to go, but you have a coil, and then you make your copper pipe go down somewhere, and then you put another one of these on the other end. Okay, and this is coming off your exhaust manifold. This one is coming off the other end of your copper pipe to your canister. Okay, now I'm not going to use one of these canisters because this threaded fitting here is AN4. Okay, that's what this stainless steel bit is here. So what I can actually do is get either another one of these for $6 or $7, and let's go back a second. And if we copy, this is another brand of very expensive. Oh, it's not that expensive, but it's $104, right? Have a look at their solution. So theirs is a stainless steel cylinder. They've got female threads in the end of theirs. But essentially, I could, because I've got a welder, weld up one of these and put one of these fittings on one end, and then I could actually have a female fitting like how they have it for my 4-bar or 5-bar. I can't. 5-bar gauge absolute pressure sensor. In fact, let's have a look at the little fittings that these guys have used. See, they've used all female stuff. That their weld-on is a female weld-on, and they must use this elbow here. So a little bit different, but yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Basically, I've got to make a canister. I've got to get the right type of adapters here. 11/64th, okay? 11/64th is 4.32 millimeters, and this will always be the same. I don't know why, but it is. AN4. All right, if that was helpful, leave us a like. Subscribe for more, what do we call these? Insights into doing things yourself. And yeah, thanks for watching.